All right, well here we are in beautiful Victoria, and today we're coming to you from the road. One of the things we wanted to do was give you a few answers to the questions you guys have been asking online about our new Summit series. First of all, we just wanted to say thanks for all the great feedback. We've already had a few of these get sold, so that's been so amazing for us. We're really encouraged by the people's response. Just wrapped up last weekend our road show, so we did Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. It's been a great 3 weeks of just travelling and just really seeing people that are interested in this product and where Zone RV is going. So one of the big questions a lot of people have asked us since we've released this is what happened to being all electrical? Why have we got so much like a diesel oven and diesel in this vehicle? Well, one of the main reasons, we believe from our own testing, we've tested lots of things. Yes, you can go electric and full electric's great, but one of the problems we have is when we get into really bad conditions. So unlike today, we've got beautiful sunlight, not too hot, so your solar's working perfect. You can pretty much do unlimited things with the power you've got. You can pretty much cook anything, do things. But what happens in a lot of our camping experiences, you get bad weather. And what happens with bad weather? Less sunlight, less opportunity to make solar. You don't want to be running generators, we don't want to be running our cars. So one of the things we looked at was, how do we make that better? We put diesel around that. Now diesel we already carry in most of our cars. It's a really safe product to use and it works really well. So we went looking in the marine industry, how do they best utilize this source? One of the things we found was the Wallace diesel oven. Now it's a really nice product. Why we only put it in the Summit series and not in all of our vans? It's mainly a weight factor. This van's built that it can carry these loads. So we've got a 4.5 ton van that can handle it, 3.27. So it's quite a lightweight van for all the things that's included in it. We get asked that question a lot, is this a heavy van? Well, it's not actually with what you're carrying. This has 1200 amps of lithium. This has 400 litres capacity of water. It's got 4,000 litres of storage, 2 fridges and 2 freezers. So it's got heaps and heaps of space. Now, in our van, our previous generations, we would be somewhere near this weight with only 400 to 600 amps of lithium. Now we've got 1200 and similar weight. So what we're finding is as technology grows, as carbon fiber and our sources that we use get better, we're able to let people take more things on the road. They're going for longer experiences. They're doing more things out there. So washing machines, everything's in there included in vans now compared to what we used to be. So one of the best things we did, I think, was incorporating a system with a really awesome red arc electrical system and a really good diesel system. The diesel oven, it takes a little bit of time to warm up. Once it's done, it's using absolutely no power. So it's a great system that we find works really well. We've tested in the high country and in tropical far north Queensland. So we find and we feel this is, for you to have a Summit experience, the best thing we can do for you. One of the other questions we've been commonly asked is, this has got a unique configuration where it's over one side and you get your nice big high bed. Now one of the things we are doing is giving people both options. So some people want a centre bed and some people are happy to go with the side. That's your choice and how you want to live your experience in the Summit. The only sacrifice you make with a centre bed is you only get internal storage then. So the external storage is far greater if you're willing to go to a side bed. Now for me, I wouldn't be willing to go back the other way, but there's lots of people who are, and we don't want that to stop you getting in your Summit experience. So I encourage you to have a look at that. Very similar to like our Sojourn experience. So centre bed, and you can still have that experience under bed storage, or if we go to the side bed, it completely opens up a whole new door to heaps more experience of carting larger things in your van. Question got asked as well, why have we removed our front toolbox and incorporated the body? Well, if you look through Zone's history, what we've always done is we've tried to disrupt the industry in a way. So you'll see at the moment, lots of people are starting companies building toolboxes and all sorts of things, and they're hanging things off the back. There's stuff getting moved around everywhere right now. One of the things we wanted to stay true to was lightweight and dust free. And the only two ways we felt we could do that was by incorporating the body much like what we did in our Expedition series. Now we did a lot of testing, a lot of learning through that process, and behind me is what you see where we've incorporated the whole body. This van is actually a little bit lighter in its construction to do that, and it's given us the opportunity to take more payload. So one of the great things in this van you'll see is the space that it has there. Now also, we've always known that if we give people more space, they're going to take more things, hence why it has a 4.5 ton GVM. But also what we wanted to do was make sure if you're going to load it, then we make it light enough to start with that when you load it, that it'll be good for you and your family to tow. One of the other big questions we keep getting asked, will we bring this out in the Pelican size in a Summit? Will we bring this out in a family size in a Summit? At this stage, no, we won't. We want the Summit to be the Summit by itself. There's one choice in a Summit, that's what it is. We do have some things in the wind where we would like to do some changes, but generally speaking, we will stick to this is the Summit series right here. We just believe that size, the layout, the way we've done that, we really have that creative perspective where we feel like this will give you the best Summit experience we can possibly, and that's hence why we bring out this product the way it is, and that's why there are limited choices. Now, if you want the other choices, there's lots of opportunities to do that in other areas of our business, but in the Summit, this is clearly an idea that we have where we just feel like that is the best, that's what we want for you, and we've created it, we've tested it, and we've put this package together with our entire team. Everything comes with this product. It's there as a turnkey, off you go, enjoy your camping, get out there and do those adventures and have that Summit experience. So I encourage you, if that's what you're looking for, this is a product for you. One of the other questions that keeps coming up is, can we clarify dimensions? So basically we've built the whole front of the van in where we used to have our toolbox. Now that basically gives you a 23-foot body on our original 21-foot design chassis. So where the toolbox used to be on the front there, that's fully incorporated now. So internal, you get 21 foot of pure living area, and it's removed the overhead, so they go behind your bed, so that's opened it up more. But basically that extra space is in the front there in the toolbox area. So that's really given us a better angle on the front for wind deflection, so these things tow better, and it's also given us an opportunity to increase that solar. So our solar on this is 1540, makes incredible, somewhere between 80 and 85 amps of solar, and really works well. One of the things that we've found in conditions like this, we can get that 80 to 90 amps, no problems at all. Running our air conditioning systems with the Webasto, we're actually positively making energy. So you can run your aircon all day, finish the end of the day, and you still will have good battery capacity. One of the main reasons we went for the 1200 amps was to give you a bit of depth. So that, and what I'm saying there is giving you depth of capacity. Get a couple of bad days, you can handle it, and it will bring that charge back up. Now you may not get to 100% the next day, but trust me, you will in the next 2 to 3 days. It gives you that opportunity to stay off grid, not go looking to start your car, not go looking for power sources, and that's something we're passionate about. So one of the other cool features to enhance that is with our Red Arc system, we actually supply a Red Arc 200 folding solar panel remote, so you can put that in wherever you need to collect more sunlight to help you just make sure you keep on top of that. It's something that we've learned, just having a bit of mobile solar power as well. It just doesn't sound like a lot, but now having 2 fridges and freezers, it just helps to keep on top of everything. And just a really nice feature for you and your family. So I often get asked too, the Summit series from you guys is about insurance. So I know for a fact Club 4x4 insure our Summit series. There are organisations that do it as well, I won't name them all, but it's really about you and who you feel comfortable going through. Now, obviously it's not a cheap product. There are only certain places where you can get these insured, but we find that with any van that once you get over $200,000, you need to find the right people to work with your insurance. Obviously a lot of people have got cars. I've got a modified car. I've had to go through a special organisation to make sure it's done because it's heavily modified. Now this isn't heavily modified, but it's got a lot of gear on it. So replacement value, carbon fibre, things like that. It's just a little bit more of a fact that you need to talk to those guys. But I do know Club 4x4 look after our customers, and I encourage you to have a look before you buy, that's fine. But it is a question that comes up quite a bit. So yes, you can get your carbon fibre van insured. So one of the really cool things this year is in the background we've been building a 300 chop, so we were able to carry safely this Summit series. So It takes a bit of time to get that to happen. Ours was delayed by a little bit, a few little things along the way, but one of the great things now is it's here. We've travelled down to Victoria. It's been a really nice trip and it's really enhanced our towing experience. So let's go have a look. And one of the reasons we're doing this, we've been asked a lot, what vehicle do I need to tow a Summit Series? So let's go take a look. So one of your questions too has been, what do I need to tow a Summit Series? So for us, what have we done? We've got a 300 series, we've chopped it. Now we've got 4495 GVM plus our GCM. We've added the 4.5 ton tow. So one of the biggest ones you can get in still a vehicle format other than a truck. But again, we don't care if you've got an American truck, Tundras are gonna make a big imprint in Australia. You've got your Chevys do a great job. Ram 2500 we've got at work. So we've seen all these things, but towing along in this one, currently I'm about 3.9. So just because it's 4.5 ton doesn't mean you have to have 4.5 ton, but the capacity is there and you can load it and it's been built and designed for that. So I just encourage anyone, have a look at the cars, make sure you have a look at their GCM. That's the big one, is the gross capacity that they can have combined. And if you get that right, it's not a problem. And a lot of times too, it's just setting up your weights properly for the rear axle. So I encourage you to have a look at those things. But any of those big trucks are generally pretty good for that. So yeah, there you go. There's some good answers on that and how you can best have a great Summit experience with the right tow rig. And for us, it was obviously a 300 chop. All right, so one of the things we get asked is what's the go with the front with the little mini toolboxes. Now, one of the things we did, basically it's just a wet area, so things you don't want to put inside, basically you can put in here. So again, I've just got in here like my hoses and things like that. So they just go in there, they can have a little bit of water, it doesn't matter. It's got an opening in the bottom where it's vented out, so you can let that go. Got your diesel tank here, accessory there on the front, but also your two 4.5 gas bottles are right here in the front. So it just works really nice, it's not big. Now in my 300 wagon, I can actually turn beyond 90 degrees across the front here, you will not hit anything. And even in 300 chop, I can actually turn nearly 90 degrees and you will not hit any of this. So that's with my tray and everything. So again, if I wanted to get further away, I could. I've got a very short tongue on the back of mine. I could actually go another 50 mil tongue, or they do make a 4-inch one, push it out further, give you even more room. So works really well. People ask all the time, oh, it looks really short in the front, but it's actually not. It's just really well designed because it's got now the front is moved forward with this extra box removed from the front and the full body on there. So it just changes the dynamics and changes the look. It actually just tows really nice and less gap between there. And this, because it's more of a slope, we've been able to get better fuel economy by that. So this van actually has less drag than our 21-foot Sojourn or our 19-foot Peregrine. Obviously not as great as an Expo because it's small and a true hybrid and lower, but for a big van, this performs very well. All right, so that's a really good wrap around looking at the Q&As of this van. Encourage you, if you've got more questions, please put them in the comments. Love to give you some answers. One of the nice things for us, we've done over 10,000 kilometers in this van. Been through some really tough country. We've been in the high country, it's been up north. One of the nice things about being in this Summit is just the experience we've had. The livability in this van is incredible. We've been in lots of our vans, they're all very good, but I can honestly say this is the best we've ever had. So I really encourage you, get out there and I hope to see you one day in a zone of your very own.